right, so welcome so much, Raven. So excited to have you here today for your Akashic Business Audit. So Raven is a good friend of mine. We've done a lot of live channelings together, so I'm super, super excited to have her here today. Also, I will have her information linked below if any of you guys want to check her out. But hi, Raven, you want to just quickly introduce yourself?
Hi, Judith. So I'm so happy to be here and thank you for having me. Hello, everybody. My name is Raven Miss. I am a Reiki practitioner and owner of Angelic Abundance and just intuitive mentor, helping people out with burnout and also to tap into their innate abilities that we all have. And really give them that intuitive guidance when they need to be so.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Raven, for that introduction. So Raven will be getting an Akashic Business Audit today. So we're going to go ahead and get going on that just so that Raven and everyone else in the audience knows. When I do an Akashic Business Audit, I will have the audit of the records of the session open. And so the Akashic guides will be going through, they will be pulling from Raven's personal Akashic records and then also the Akashic records of her business too, to bring down the guidance, whatever she needs to know today to take her business to the next level, but then also to work through any like pain points or blocks that are there too. As entrepreneurs, those are often the things that hold us back from reaching our highest potential. And so we identify those during this process, and then we're able to figure out, okay, here's the block. What do we do? Remove it so it's not there anymore, and we can move on to the next thing. So that'll be a big part of the process today. So with that being started, we're going to go ahead. Let's start the audit. So our business owner's entrepreneur's name is Raven. And what is the name of the business we are going to be auditing today, Raven?
Angelic Abundance.
And what type of business is this? What is the core purpose and mission of the business?
The core purpose and the mission is for burnout and literally balancing your chakras and cleansing and clear them, and for balance and harming mind, body, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially as well.
Right, beautiful. And are there any specific pain points, blocks, items, or questions that you would like to address specifically in the Akashic Business Audit today, Raven?
What I would like to address is balancing my time between that, also too, and being a live podcast host too as well. Those two, just balancing that, but I love to do that too as well because it's just more of my creative. It brings out more of my creative side too. So I really want to dive into that and just I'm trying to merge that in with incorporating that with my business too as well.
All right, thank you, Raven. All right,
You're
so
welcome.
so first, we're going to ask Raven's spirit team, her Akashic guides, her soul and star family, her ancestors and angels, and her higher self to provide some insight into the business in general and some context on what is currently going well in the business. So a lot of things are currently going well in the business. You've really expanded your audience, which has been great. You've really shown up for yourself and for others and shown what you have to give and how big your heart is and how you can help others in their day-to-day life. You've really given a lot of yourself out there on the internet. And while that is a good thing, we want you to focus on bringing that into yourself more. And by that, we mean through more financial gains. We want you to focus on bringing more revenue and more money into the business. And how can you do that through the channels that you already have? Yes, the podcast is good, but how can you monetize that? How can you monetize the podcast? So today we're going to be talking about how you can increase your revenue and bring in through money through your podcast specifically, but through other means as well. So let's get started on the audit items. There's going to be several audit items that are going to come through. There's going to be 2 audit items that we're going to focus on first specifically, and then a third one if we have time. And so the first audit item that we want to talk to is how can you monetize more? How can you bring in more money through your podcast? So right now you're playing it small, and we actually want you to begin expanding the podcast. We want you to begin expanding it and bringing in more voices to the podcast that already have more established followings, and so that they can actually bring you more clients. That's the first way that you're going to monetize, is by actually bringing in people who already have an established audience and can bring more clients to you than you currently have. And then bringing those clients in so that you can have more wealthy revenue streams is what they're saying. So that they want you to focus on finding new connections, new people who are at a higher level, a higher frequency than you. And through that, it's going to raise your frequency as well. So that'll be the first way that you'll be able to kind of monetize through your podcast. So I guess just some initial feedback. How does that sound, Raven?
That sounds very resonating with me because literally internally, this is where for me intuitively where it's just confirmation for me where I'm really leading to, quite honestly. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So that's good. So how do you do that? How do you bring these new faces in? So what you need to focus on now is continuing to grow your audience, yes, but we want you to take new approaches to how you can grow your audience by shifting the type of content that you are making. So the audiences you're bringing now in like on TikTok are good, but they really wanting you to shift your focus to content, to bringing down more specific channel messages for others and showing your ability to channel more online and showing your ability to channel specific messages for others. And so that's interesting because I feel like you do a lot of like channeling like with your pendulum and things like that specifically for people. So let's dig a little bit more into that. Okay, yeah, so they want you to refocus your content is what they're saying, right? So
Mhm.
they're wanting you to refocus it. We want her to refocus her content so that she feels really comfortable speaking in front of others and speaking her own mind and her own intentions of others. We want her to show the world who she really is. Okay, so this is going to be more of like your story and your identity and who you are, Raven, is what is feeling like it's coming through. So not just talking about others, but really talking about yourself and who you are and showing your identity and your love for others online, being able to show who you are as a person and where you've come from and why this work is so important to you. It's also about being able to talk to intergalactic beings too. So that's two different things, right?
Mhm.
Like telling your story about yourself is one thing, but then also like about
Yeah.
how to talk to intergalactic beings is one thing too. Have you ever like channeled any type of galactic beings live or anything like that, Raven?
Yes, all the time, especially on my TikTok lives. Like
Okay.
I'm just
You,
free flowing on there and I'm just really comfortable with my audience and things like that. So, yes, very much so. I'm literally doing that more and more, quite honestly.
okay, good.
Yeah.
So you're on the right direction then. That sounds like.
Mhm.
So they want you to really focus on that live channeling and bringing different beings in, but then also expressing yourself too and how you feel about certain topics, right? So it's being really open with your opinions, showing you who you are as a person and how you got there, right? So they're wanting you to really bring that into your content more and more and more. They're also wanting you to make your content more stylized, is what they're saying. So bringing a specific style into your content is going to be important, showing not only who you are, but where you want to go as well. So they're wanting you to shift focus to your future when you're planning out your content. What do you want your content to look like in the future? What do you want to be known for? And then planning it from that perspective to say, okay, so this is what I want to be known for in the future. And so this is what my content needs to look like now to get me there from point A to B. So what they're wanting you to do is to put together, it feels like some type of like not future plan, but future idea of who you are and what you want to be known for. Like kind of like the avatar idea of like, okay, like this
Mhm.
is who I am, this is what I want to be known for. And they want you to kind
Mhm.
of put that out there and then they want you to start behaving like you're already her, right? So they want you to
Mhm.
start acting like you're already her. So like I've gotten this advice too. It's like even if you only have 100 followers, act like you're talking to 3,000 followers. Like that type of
Right.
idea. So they want you to bring that newer version of you into the present through like beginning
Okay.
to like act like that's her. So when I tell you to kind of like
Okay.
do that type of exercise, is that clear? Do you feel like you could go and you could like make a like prototype
Mhm.
avatar of like who you are in the future? Like you would be able to do
Mhm.
that exercise?
Mhm. Mhm. Oh yeah, absolutely. Mhm.
Okay, good. Because I can always like get more specific too, like with like if you like building these types of exercises. So they want you to focus that. And once you feel like you have embodied this future version of yourself, they're kind of showing it's interesting. They're kind of showing you like doing this like live channeling with your hands and dressed like in this kind of like shaman looking outfit. So I don't know, like ceremonial, like I don't know if you've ever kind of gotten
Right. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
do you? I don't know. Have you? Are you comfortable doing something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm comfortable with doing something like that. Hmm.
Okay, cool. Because they're kind of showing me like that and kind of like letting yourself like be the channel like this with your arms up and letting things come through and like moving and stuff and kind of like, and I think you were kind of saying this is kind of how you channel anyway, but it's kind of just like being like an opening and like channeling and things like that. The engagement with the audience that you currently have is good. They're saying that, but it does feel like they want you to step more away from the pendulum and more just like open, like free flowing like this. So maybe try it out a couple
Hmm.
of times this week is what they're saying, and just see
Hmm.
if you can just kind of like that free flow. It
Hmm.
almost feels like trance channeling in a lot of ways, right? And
Yeah.
like free flow of like the
Hmm.
words coming through, and even if you could be like, oh, like we have a Pleiadian being coming in, or we have a being from Sirius,
Hmm.
and this is what they
Hmm.
want to say. Kind of like moving
Hmm.
the channeling like more in that direction, and maybe just like give it a try. It seems like I see you saying like, hey guys, we're trying something new tonight.
Hmm.
We're gonna try this, just see how you guys feel and stuff like that. Maybe start with general messages. I don't know, do you do any that are just like general messages, or all of yours like you're taking questions from people?
Here lately, right? Because my subscribers are really picking up too as well. So I'm just like intuitive giving channel messages, not just with my pendulum, but also too, I'm incorporating with some tarot too, but also just channel messages, angel numbers, and I'm really incorporating that with astrology, right? Placements of what the energy is surrounding with that, and I incorporate with the Schumann resonance. A lot of things. That's what I have been doing. And like really, I do step in. I'm already in the quantum fields, right? So when I do tap into that as well, especially the ones or the questions that are asking me about ascension and things like that. Yes, very much so. So I am incorporating those things, but here lately, in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've been incorporating that more and more because my
Okay.
audience, some of my audience is so ready for that. Yes.
Okay, good. Have you handled any like, okay, like I have a Pleiadian being or anything like that coming in because they're wanting you to move in that? It sounds like you're moving in the direction that they're kind of giving the guidance already. So that's great. That's a great thing. So, but are you like, have you had like, okay, a Pleiadian beings coming in or anything like that?
Yeah, that's so funny that you said Palladium. Because the other day I literally was on a live and it was on TikTok and she gives soul readings, right? And she gave me a soul reading and things. But the thing of it is, she was talking about the 7 stars, the 7 chakras, which we have more than those, right? But the ones that we really talk about is the 7 ones. And I brought up the Pleiadian, the 7 sisters, because she was asking, what does that mean for the audience? And me, of course, that's what came to me was the Pleiadian star system. So yes, absolutely, yes.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So it sounds like good. It sounds like you're on the right track. That let me see if there's anything that else wants to come in here. No, we're gonna move on to the next thing, and that is about bringing in more revenue. So money, money, money is what they're saying, what I'm hearing. All right, so they want you to expand. So this is gonna be about like solar plexus and heart chakra expansion. So your willpower is gonna like basically like it's gonna like expand, and then your throat chakra is gonna expand too. What they're
Hmm.
saying, it feels like daily energy work might be needed just to kind of like just with Reiki even since you like I know you're a Reiki practitioner, just bring
Hmm.
stuff out. There's something in the heart chakra that feels like emotional or something. You need to move through
Hmm.
that just to remove that. So it's not in your way, it's not blocking any money. You want to get the energy flowing on a daily basis. Get some of this like gunk
Hmm.
stuff out on a daily
Hmm.
basis, clean out. And I know you're really good about this kind of stuff anyway. Just might need some extra attention right now to help bring
Hmm.
in the cash flow. But it feels like the stuff in the throat, it feels like there's something stuck in your throat too, just energetically. So there's like this, like that type of tapping just to release it. And be careful because like even when
Hmm.
I'm doing that, I'm like, oh, it kind of hurts. But just be careful when you're doing
Right.
it. your third eye, and they're actually, I feel like you doing some light language daily will kind of help with moving some of this energy that's in here. Just like, I feel like, let's see, feels like over the next 1 to 2 weeks, it's just like we need to clear out some stuff within her that's blocking her from stepping into her next level, blocking her from bringing in more money. It's like fear of saying like certain things needs to be removed, because in order to bring in the new followers to the next level, it's like you've got to start talking about certain things maybe you're afraid of or like worried to talk about. And so it's like we've just got to like clear this out and expand, and it's just about frequency and like bringing those people in. So a big thing for you right now is just going to be doing daily energy work on yourself. If you
Mhm.
feel like there's a practitioner you want to work with, but I don't think so. I feel like you can probably just do this stuff yourself. Feels like a lot of stuff with your third eye too, because it does feel like you're going to start channeling like more when you're moving away from like using like tools and stuff to like channeling. It's like your third,
Right.
right? So it's like a lot of work,
Hmm.
even like the tapping on your third eye. And I literally feel like light language and like using light language to open up your third eye, right? And I know we've done some of that like in the past, but continuing to do that, because as you step to a higher level of channeling, um, me more open, but also like more grounding too. So making sure you're keeping up with your grounding practices is right now as well. Um, and so as we're going through into your future, really just like it's like for you, there's going to be alchemizing frequencies, is what I'm hearing. So alchemizing these different frequencies is going to come in, and it's going to be part of the energy work you're going to do, and you're going to start doing that on other people. And so that's why it's important to kind of clear out your body now. And once you're doing that, maybe even doing some energy work, some light language live, which I also know you do some of that, but that can help kind of like for these activations and stuff, like bringing
Hmm.
in like more new clients, more financial abundance, is doing like more energy work live. You can even have like paid energy work sessions is what they're saying. So so let me
Hmm.
see like what an example of that would look. And I mean like group sessions. I know you do individual, but it's like maybe you have like on your live, you're like, hey guys, okay, tomorrow we're gonna have a 45-minute live heart chakra opening like workshop
Hmm.
on Zoom. It's gonna be, $33 ticket to attend, something like that. You're ready to host your own sessions. You don't need to have a partner. You're ready to host them, is what I'm hearing. Um, so it could be good to just set up like one within the next couple months. They're saying like maybe get it set up where it's going to be you're doing energy work for people. They're saying heart chakra would be a good one to start with. So maybe you have your followers where they can sign up, and then it's like a heart chakra balancing or opening. And then try to
Hmm.
tie it to like why we want to do this. If you can tie it to ETs, good. Like, why is this helpful? Like you can kind of channel this stuff yourself, but I would say, okay, like with like Syrian energy is really big on the heart chakra. They speak through their heart chakra. So maybe that's how I would tie it like to ETs.
Right.
But
Right. And I'm a Syrian starseed. And I'm looking, plus rose
like heart
quartz.
chakra.
Right. Rose
Yeah.
quartz too as well. Right. Just dolphin energy and rose quartz. And angel chamiel is rose quartz. Absolutely. Angelic realm. Yeah.
Okay. So any questions on like what that session would look like or anything before we kind of move on to the next thing?
What that session would look like is just opening opening up the portal to the heart chakra, right, with some light language and things like that, calling in on the energy of the rose quartz, of the elementals, of the dragons, not to mention not to mention also too journaling, and also have a self-reflecting time, and where they take out the time to journal. Also too, I do Reiki, right, opening up. I just did a heart chakra watering coloring session literally last Friday for 2 hours on TikTok. And it really was
Oh
about the
yeah.
heart chamber and things like that, and activations, and really opening up that heart chamber. So yes, those type of things, and incorporating that, that's what I'm bringing to the table, a lot more than what I used to bring. But yes.
Okay. And then when you were talking, they were giving me, I went to a session not too long ago, like maybe a month
Hmm.
ago,
Hmm.
where the way the guy did it is he was like, okay, now we're going to do this. And he was like, okay, so now we're going to work with like your DNA to correct certain things in your DNA. And
Hmm.
he's like, like, go. he was like, like he would say it and then he would go straight into the
Mm-hmm.
light language. Like, this is what I'm going to do, light language. So they're suggesting
Mm-hmm.
that approach for this
Okay.
workshop too. So like maybe you could just intuitively channel like, hey, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and then you go into the light language. You can do it before or during,
Gotcha.
however you'd like to.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever
Yeah.
it is, but that's what they're suggesting approach for this one too. So sit with it, play
Okay.
with it, see how you feel about it. But that's what you guys are suggesting.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. Okay. Few more things they want to address. So they're going to come in with your question about the balance between like the podcasting and then like the Reiki sessions. You need to start combining them, right? So it's like you need to bring them together, so
Mhm.
they don't feel as separate as what it feels
Yeah.
like. So, and it's interesting. This is the second time now they showed me a visual of maybe you starting an actual podcast on like Apple or Spotify, because yours is on YouTube, correct? Or am I correct in that
Hmm.
it's only on
Hmm.
YouTube? They've shown me
Hmm.
twice now. Maybe you moving over there, and I think that will help a lot with monetization. This is kind of the next step in a podcast, right? Um,
Yeah.
but they're showing me move it over there, and then it's like 10 to 15 minute small talks at first, right? And I see a lot of new podcasts take that approach where they just talk about a topic for 10 or 15 minutes.
Hmm.
Feels like solo would be good, but then even doing like short energy activations on the podcast
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
bringing that over like back into, so doing the short activation, bringing that back into the group sessions. Yeah. Okay. So short activations on there, and then like this is gonna the heart chakra opening was gonna be the first one, but it feels like you're gonna do more and more. So having that those little 10, 15 minute things be like intros to get people to buy like the $33 ticket or whatever price. I'm just saying 33, 44. It doesn't
Hmm.
feel like these are gonna be large ticket events at first, but they're gonna be, like a 30, 40 type of thing. But that's how you're gonna
Hmm.
see people over into these like energy healing activations is through 10, 15 minute podcasts. But then eventually too, they want you to bring the interviews you're doing for people over there. So they want you to do that,
Hmm.
but they want you to focus on your own voice too and not just interviewing people, but like having those short things
Right.
there too. Okay, so that,
Right.
how does that
Yeah.
approach feel? Like a good flow
Oh,
approach?
it feels so good because I want to do that. I mean, I love, I just had a beautiful guest literally a few days ago that was just very powerful, right? And the things that she's literally doing for domestic violence and things. She's a very powerhouse of that, a voice of that, right? Yes, absolutely. Love those types of interviews and things like that. But also too, just incorporating what you just said in with all that, my light language, my Reiki sessions and things like that, incorporating with the galactic codes that literally is here on Mother Gaia, right? And just being that voice and being that advocate to do so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I definitely think in your activations you'll bring through the light language as well. Let's see. I think it's interesting because during I'm seeing you do a lot of like Reiki too, like you're doing the light language, but I think during these activations you'll be doing a lot of Reiki too. Almost feels
Mhm.
like I see you like doing like this, like playing like an instrument or something. Um, yeah, your rattle too, bringing your rattle into those as well, which I know I'm
Mhm.
sure you do that, but it's a combination of feels like all those things. But there's gonna be a throat chakra, a heart chakra expansion for you, but really a throat chakra expansion for you over the next 6 months. Really just stepping more into your voice, into your own, supporting yourself through your own business. You don't always have to have a partner, but really stepping up to speak your mind and to talk about subjects that you care about and also to convert. So they're wanting you to do these workshops and convert, but converting people from those workshops into long-term clients as well is also going to be
Mhm.
important too, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Doing
absolutely.
yeah, doing these at least monthly is what they're saying. Okay, so let's get in. Is there any questions or anything else, or you want me just to? We have a little bit more time. There's a few more things coming through. Let's just go to that unless you have a specific question.
Yeah, you can go to that.
Okay, yeah, this your light language is going to be very key over the next part. Doing part of the business, doing a lot of light language transmissions is going to be important. Um, they're like showing me this clip of you doing light language that you're putting on like TikTok or Instagram. It's like very short, and then it's like it's taking you somewhere else to like a longer, bigger product, like a longer transmission of like light language or talk or something. So it's like one of those things where like someone's talking and they say something kind of like a hook that grabs you, and then they kind of go to like
Mhm.
and they're like, get the full story, over there, so kind of like a little bit, I
Mhm.
mean, not really clickbaity, but like grabs your attention and gets you to go somewhere else. They're referring to that with light language. So I don't know exactly how that would look, but maybe like doing these longer transmissions and then doing like
Mhm.
small, like light language. It feels like it's almost like I see there's like a video of you doing light language and you're like in it in your channel, but then there's like also like a voice like kind of talking over it, like the most profound light language transmission or activate your third eye or something. Like it's probably your voice, but it's like there's gonna be another voice and it's gonna kind of come in and out of you doing the light language, and then it's gonna like have like a break to like check out the newest light language transmission, like very kind of like a lot of energy, and like this is what it's like hype. It's like we're hyping you up, we're hyping people to activate, we're hyping people to remember who they are, we're hyping up star seeds, like this is the activation, this is a transmission, like very like strong energy moving forward. So it's showing me those types of like snippets that you're going to have on your social media and stuff to bring people over to more like transmissions that are more paid products too.
Mhm. Okay.
So that's what they're showing. What else for Miss Raven? I know we've gotten a lot of information over here. So anything else that wants to come through, keep going on the interview. You are getting a lot of people's stories out, which is really good. So they want you to continue to do that, but they also want to do more things that make you shine and not always focusing on other people. So I think some of the stuff we're talking about is really going to help like you shine for you are your messages for people. Um your Lyran lifetimes are coming in and it's showing you kind of like as that lion, right? Because Lyrans were cat humanoids, a lot of them were lion, but showing you like roaring and kind of like expressing yourself through the throat chakra. So now will be the really time for you to step into the spotlight and really, show the world who you really are right now. So it's going to be a time there's going to be a lot of attention on you, and that's by design. It's on purpose. It's for you to step into this next iteration of yourself. And so that's what's really important right now. And just sharing like good news too is what they're saying. So just continuing to share this stuff and being really vocal about who you are and what you believe. Kind of no matter what anyone says or any of the comments, anything like that. It's like continuing to show the world who you are. Don't be afraid to sound things that may sound like they're crazy to people. Like it's okay. Like it's totally fine is what they're saying. That'll make you stand out. To the people who are here to hear messages. They're also saying like very strong intention setting right now. So like what is your intention when you're posting, when you're channeling, when you're making any type of like workshop or event? Like what is your intention? Really setting that intention before you begin to create the event or create whatever it is like having a strong intention. It's also about the people you're trying to help. So like if you're trying to help, people activate their third eye, it's like I'm looking for those people who are ready to awaken, right? Who need someone to help them awaken. I'm going to be that people. Like setting a strong intention is going to be really important for you over the next 6 to 8 months to bring in that new audience who's really going to help you monetize is what they're saying. So,
Okay.
right.
This is awesome.
Yeah. I,
I really love this because I'm always incorporating light language for me all the time, and I'm always do Reiki and light language for my, before I even push that live button on any platform that I'm on my platforms, right? But also, I have been speaking it during my lives on TikTok and things as well. But I am going to be doing it more on my YouTube channel. But yes, I'm glad that they did bring this up because I am going to be using that and channeling a lot more in just I have a lot of different light languages and a lot of different, messages that I do channel that needs to be, spoken
yeah.
out to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time. It's time. It definitely feels like it's time for you to start like channeling and speaking those like out more. It feels like you already know that coming into this. So it's definitely like it feels
Hmm.
big, like it's like your guides being like, yes, girl, like you already know what to do, like let's do it. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see like this new content. I'm definitely gonna be coming to your activations. That's for dang sure, because those sound so cool.
They
All right.
are. They're very, very powerful.
So let me see if there's any closing comments, and then we'll go ahead and close out the audit.
Okay.
All right, so the only comment we have for Raven today is that she's doing an excellent job. She's done a great job of listening to our calls and intuitively knowing what to do. We know there's been some ups and downs in the business, but that is to be expected. So we want you to continue doing what you're doing. Over the next year to 2 years, your business and your revenue are going to continue to grow. So it's going to be up to you to keep up with this growth and show the world who you really are. It's about owning yourself and empowering yourself and not letting other people take the spotlight from you. So you are the one who drives your own ship. You are the one who is in control. And so you need to own yourself, your business, your identity, your reputation, and you need to be okay with being who you are in front of everyone. So beautiful. I love that. I love that. I love this for you, Raven. I'm so excited. You're already amazing. And it sounds like the next couple of years are going to be even more growth, even more beautiful channeled messages. So yeah, so thank you so much, Raven, for being here and for letting me do the Akashic Business Audit for you. Like I said, I'll have all of Raven's stuff linked below in the show notes. But Raven, do you have anything else you want to say or mention before we kind of close up the session?
I just want to thank you so very much. This was such a beautiful experience and so very enlightening, and also too for the just for the confirmation. So much confirmation that just came through this recording that I'm just beyond grateful. Beyond
Yeah,
grateful, and thank you so much.
I did not do a very good job making her. There we go.
It's
There
just such a habit. Yes.
we go.
Beyond grateful. Opening that heart chakra. Absolutely.
And grateful for you too, Raven. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to everyone who tuned in today. And we will see you later. Bye.